Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, I want to give a shout out to one of our subscribers. I promised I would do it for this gentleman. So I am giving a shout out to Jeremy Buck. Jeremy Buck, thank you so much for subscribing to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Jeremy Buck, thank you very much. And thank you for all the great comments. I really enjoy them. Keep them coming, Jeremy Buck. And if you're a watcher, if you watch the videos, feel free to comment. Feel free to comment. I love comments. I love talking to people. Always feel free to make a comment, whether it's negative or positive. However you're feeling about the show, just feel free to hit up a comment, hit up that comment section, and leave a comment for the podcast. All right, so let's get into it. MLW Opera Cup 2021 is shaping up to be an absolute classic. The last addition to the Opera Cup was named today, and well, before we give away, I'm sure you know who it is, but prior to today's announcement, already included in 2021 Opera Cup, which is October 2nd at the MLW Fightland event at the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, formerly the ECW Arena. Lee Moriarty. Listen to this freaking lineup, man. Lee Moriarty, Bobby Fish, man, that was a huge get for MLW. Calvin Tankman, TJP, Davey Richards, Matt Cross, and Tom Lawler, all taking part in MLW Opera Cup 2021. And today, the final entrant was named, and it was none other than Alex Shelley. So again, I'm going to read all the names because this is going to be an absolutely incredible tournament. Lee Moriarty, everyone's saying, oh, how is Lee Moriarty going to take place? He signed a contract with AEW. AEW is obviously letting Lee Moriarty fulfill his prior obligations. He was at Death Before Dishonor, and I'm sure he had signed on to do the Opera Cup prior to signing with AEW, so he's being allowed to fulfill his obligations, prior obligations. So Lee Moriarty, Bobby Fish, Calvin Tankman, Jesus, TJP, Davey Richards, Matt Cross, and Tom Lawler. My goodness. And of course, I forgot that Alex Shelley as well. I think I mentioned his name first, but just in case I didn't, Alex Shelley. There's going to be some incredible matchups. Just think Davey Richards against Calvin Tankman. Now the matchups are going to be released in a few days. The brackets, and the brackets and the matchups will be released in a few days, and I'm definitely going to go over that when they release it. But I'm just thinking of the possible matches. Bobby Fish against Lee Moriarty would be just absolutely incredible. Davey Richards against Calvin Tankman would be great. Tom Lawler against Bobby Fish would be just a fantastic match. Oh my gosh, that would be just incredible. Matt Cross 1-on-1 against TJP. This has all the makings of a classic tournament. The makings of a classic tournament. I can't wait for the Opera Cup to take place, and it's going to be at Fightland October 2nd. Fightland is going to be an absolutely tremendous show. I mean, they've already announced the main event. It's Alexander Hammerstone versus Jacob Fatu, title versus title. Hammerstone, the MLW Openweight champion. Jacob Fatu, of course, we know is the MLW Heavyweight champion. So title versus title. And they announced another match today. Myron Reed defending his MLW middleweight title against Aramis, and Tajiri. My goodness. Court Bauer is freaking phenomenal. Court Bauer is incredible. He's putting together an absolutely tremendous Opera Cup tournament, and Fightland is going to be absolutely fantastic. I hope that this is going to be on Fight TV, on pay-per-view, because I want to watch it live. I hope it's just not going to be recorded and taped and shown in the future as part of a TV taping. Just let it be on Fight TV. Let it be live. I want to see this show live, and they haven't even announced all the matches yet. I'm sure there are more matches to be announced, but just think about that Opera Cup. The Opera Cup is going to be so freaking phenomenal. my gosh, the names that Court Bauer got for this year's Opera Cup, it just blows my mind, man. And the talent that he got. And if I'm going to pick a winner of I'm going to go with Davey Richards. I'm picking Davey Richards. I'm going to say it's going to be Davey Richards and Calvin Tankman in the finals. And I think Davey Richards is going to go over on Calvin Tankman. That's my prediction there. But there's a lot of potential. Not everyone's going to face everyone. Of course, there's going to be brackets and eliminations. But um, oh man, this just thinking about this tournament, it's just going to be fantastic. And Court Bauer, please put it on Fight TV. I want to watch this live. This is going to, everyone at the 2300 Arena on October 2nd, they are in for a treat for Fightland. And just think about the matches. Hammerstone and Jacob for two. This is a match that's been in the making for 2 years, 2 freaking years. And it's finally happening. It's that's the storyline's gone on for 2 years. Hammerstone trying to get a title shot, hasn't been able to get a title shot. He's been denied each and every time. He wins Battle Riot 3, finally gets his title shot. And the match that everyone in MLW has been waiting for. It's going to happen on October 2nd. Title versus title. That's going to be just a fantastic, fantastic match. And then Myron Reed defending the middleweight title at Fightland against Tajiri, Ariz, and Aramis. My goodness. Just thinking about it, I'm getting like, I don't want to sound like a wrestling nerd, but I'm getting all goose pimply just thinking about it, man. Court Bauer is just doing a tremendous job. And to get in, like, to bring in Bobby Fish and Alex Shelley is just fantastic. And I don't know if Bobby Fish has signed a contract with MLW, but I know Bobby Fish is excited. I read that he's excited about competing for MLW. So who knows? Court Bauer might sign Bobby Fish to a contract. I would kind of expected that he would have went back to Ring of Honor, but maybe he doesn't want to go back to Ring of Honor. Maybe he wants to do something different, and maybe it's MLW. Maybe he wants to not return, but he wants to work for another promotion and likes what he sees with MLW and joins the ranks at MLW, and boom, they get another superstar. Granted, he's 45 years old, but he still got it. Okay, he still got it. Okay, so this is going to be, like I said, this has all the makings to be a classic Opera Cup. And I don't know if they're going to have, I don't know if Opera Cup is going to start and finish at Fightland, or if they're going to have the first bracket and then the finals at another show. I'm not sure how that's going to work. It doesn't indicate here. I'm looking at Fight the 401 Mania, sorry. But it doesn't indicate if it's all going to start and finish at Fightland. I don't think it will. I think they're going to have just the bracket matches and maybe the semifinal, or the quarterfinals, or the semifinals, and then the final match will take place at another show, or maybe the semifinals will take place on another show, and then the finals will take place on another show as well. I can't remember how they did it last year, though. I don't think they did everything in one shot. But however they do it, it doesn't matter. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be terrific. Again, I'm picking Davey Richards, Calvin Tankman in the finals, or we could see Davey Richards, Bobby Fish in the finals as well. But I'm kind of leaning towards Calvin Tankman. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's Davey Richards for sure. I'm sticking with Davey Richards in the final, 100%. I think he's going to win it. I think he's going to win the Opera Cup, and it's either going to be against Calvin Tankman or Bobby Fish in the finals. But man, I can't wait. I can't wait for this, man, and I can't wait for Myron Reed versus Tajiri, Ariz, and Aramis for the MLW Middleweight Championship, and I can't wait for Hammerstone against Jacob for two. This again, my goodness, wow, just wow, just. Wow, man, I can't wait. I am loving MLW right now, man. Yeah, this is Lewis Carlin's love fest right now with MLW. This is my love fest right now. I'm having a love fest with MLW right now. And speaking of MLW, speaking of Tajiri's making his debut at Fightland, his MLW debut at Fightland. All Japan Pro Wrestling's Tajiri. Which makes you wonder, All Japan Pro Wrestling, when it comes to the Forbidden Door, when it comes to having working partnership, All Japan Pro Wrestling doesn't have a working partnership with any promotion right now, and that's very very surprising, because I've been watching a lot of All Japan Pro Wrestling. I subscribe to All Japan Pro Wrestling TV. I watch their shows, their streaming site. I watch the shows on the streaming sites. The cards very very good. They got a lot of very very talented wrestlers, and it's very surprising that they don't have a working agreement with the promotion. And I'm thinking, maybe Tajiri going into MLW. Maybe Tajiri could, he could sit down and talk to Court Bauer, and maybe they could open up their own little forbidden door, and All Japan Pro Wrestling and MLW can have a bit of a working agreement. I know MLW, they have a working agreement with Dragon Gate. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I'm not sure if any Dragon Gate wrestlers are going to be debuting. If there was an announcement made, if there's someone debuting at Fightland, I missed it, but I don't think there was. I'm pretty sure I would have seen it. But I don't know what's going on with that partnership with Dragon Gate. Of course, COVID-19, their COVID-19 is putting a damper on things when it comes to the working relationship. But I'm thinking, All Japan Pro could Tajiri work something out with MLW? Because you think, if you're not familiar with All Japan Pro Wrestling, they have a guy on their roster that should be an international superstar, that has all the makings of an international superstar. And I'm talking about Kento Miyahara. Kento Miyahara is just an absolutely tremendous talent. If you haven't seen any Kento Miyahara matches, I definitely recommend watching Kento Miyahara. He has all the makings of an international superstar, and he would be just a tremendous addition. Well, I don't want to say addition to MLW, but he would be tremendous as part of a working agreement between All Japan Pro Wrestling and MLW if Kento Miyahara came in for a few matches. But actually, when Tajiri announced that he was debuting for MLW, actually the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion, Jake Lee, also another tremendous talent, said that he is interested in wrestling abroad. And actually, Court Bauer responded to that tweet saying it would be an honor to have the Triple Crown champion compete in MLW. So maybe something's being worked out there. Maybe there's maybe Tajiri's coming over to get some talks going between All Japan Pro Wrestling and MLW, because I'm going to run down some talent from All Japan Pro Wrestling. I mentioned Kento Miyahara, Triple Crown champion Jake Lee. They have Suji Ishikawa, who is just an absolute tremendous talent. Sugi is the All Japan Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion. Yuma Ayagi is also a great talent. Shotaro Oshino, T-Hawk, El Lindemann. Francesco Akira, tremendous. People are calling this guy the next Will Ospreay. I actually had him on my show. He's former All Japan Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion, lost it recently to Sugi in a terrific match. But Francesco Akira, also a great talent, would fit in nicely. And I'm thinking, Kento Miyahara comes in, challenges Jacob Fatu for the MLW Heavyweight Championship, would be just fantastic. What if, say, Alexander Hammerstone goes to All Japan Pro Wrestling and challenges Jake Lee for the Triple Crown title, or we have a title versus title match: Jake Lee versus Jacob Fatu, MLW Heavyweight Championship versus the Triple Crown Heavyweight Championship. I think that would be fantastic. Francesco Akira coming in, going one-on-one with Myron Reed for the MLW Middleweight Championship would be just fantastic. And let me tell you, Francesco Akira is going to be a star. When I had him on my show, he mentioned that he really wants to travel to the States, to North America, the States and Canada, to wrestle and to compete, because he said he wants to come here and try his hand at wrestling here in North America. It's I don't know. I don't think he said it was a dream of his, but he said he's very much would like to come to North America to compete. And what better place than MLW for Francesco to introduce Francesco Akira to the North American wrestling world? Because again, people are calling him the next Will Ospreay. And he's not. I don't know if he kind of likes that. I mean, he wants to be the first Francesco Akira, but nonetheless, he's extremely talented. Check out a couple of Francesco Akira matches. It's Francesco Akira, Akira. Check him out on YouTube. Fantastic talent. Him against Myron Reed would be just a fantastic match. Shotaro Ashino versus Davey Richards would be another great one. Shuji Ishikawa one-on-ones against Calvin Tankman could be a great match. Suwama going up against Tom Lawler. We'll get El Lindemann taking on Zenshi would be great. Zeus have Zeus go one-on-one with Zeus is another talent from All Japan Pro Wrestling. Is a very very good talent. One-on-one against King Muertas would be Suji Ishikawa against King Muertas would be great. The Von Erichs taking on the All Asia Tag Team Champions T-Hawk and El Lindemann would be absolutely fantastic. Or the Von Erichs taking on the All Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions Sawama and Shotaro Ashino. Ashino would also be fantastic. So there's a lot of great match possibilities. But Kento Miyahara is the star of All Japan Pro Wrestling. He's the face of All Japan Pro Wrestling. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world today, in my opinion, has all the makings of an international superstar. And I would love to see him come to North America because he would be a star immediately. Tajiri, of course, Tajiri working for All Japan Pro Wrestling. He's on the All Japan Pro Wrestling roster. If he could just, first of all, it just boggles my mind that All Japan Pro Wrestling doesn't have a working agreement with anybody, with any promotion. And I'm just hoping that Tajiri, those tweets that we saw, and Tajiri coming to MLW, maybe this is the first they're going to have a conversation with Court Bauer and get something going between All Japan Pro Wrestling and MLW. Because Court Bauer, like I said, in his tweet, he said he would love to have Jake Lee, the Triple Crown champion, All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown champion, head on over to MLW to compete. So maybe something's in the works. Now, of course, this is just me speculating. That's not even speculating. This is me hoping. Right? This is me hoping, that something could be in the works, but we'll see. Well, maybe Tajiri is the first step. Of course, Tajiri coming to the 2300 arena, he has a history working there, ECW arena. He's a ECW original, ECW legend. Had some classic matches against Super Crazy and Taz at the 2300, aka ECW arena. So it's gonna be great to see Tajiri come back home, so to speak. But hopefully this is the first step to a partnership between MLW and All Japan Pro Wrestling, because I know Court Bauer will be all for it. I know Court Bauer, he's a smart man. He's a smart CEO. He's a smart wrestling guy, and I think he would jump all over it if he had the opportunity to get into a working agreement with All Japan Pro Wrestling. So I got my fingers crossed. That something happens between the two. Okay, there we go. All right, so NXT debuted the new NXT 2.0. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I didn't like all the color splashing. There's like all the splashing of colors get me a little dizzy. But I gotta say, I'm going to give it a chance. I like Von Wagner. I like Braun Breaker. I didn't like the name. I don't like the name Braun Breaker. He was supposed to be Rex Steiner. He's of course Rick Steiner's son. And Von Wagner. I don't know if you're familiar with Wayne Bloom. Destruction Inc. I think the team was. He teamed with Mike Enos in AWA, and when they came to WWF, they were the Bloom brothers. So he's Wayne Bloom's son. But I like Von Wagner. I thought he was going to win the NXT title when he got inserted into that match. I was like, oh, they're going in a whole different direction now. They're going to go young. So Von Wagner was going to win. But as we all know, Tommaso Ciampa is the new NXT champion. But I think he's going to drop the title very, very soon to Braun Breaker. But I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to give the new NXT a chance. I thought the in-ring action was pretty good. It was good to see some new faces, some new fresh faces. I do think Eli Drake, or aka LA Knight, is going to be released soon. He did, he lost to Braun Breaker, and he lost in the Fatal 4-Way as well. So I think I just have a feeling. I don't want anyone to get released, but I have a feeling there's going to be another round of cuts, releases coming. NXT release is coming, and I think he's going to be a casualty of that. But hopefully I'm wrong. But I'm going to give it a chance. I enjoyed it. I see some potentially fresh, young, good talent. So I'm gonna give it a chance. And last but not least, two matches were announced for New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Showdown in Philadelphia, and they are going to be great ones. Minoru Suzuki will go one-on-one with Chris Dickinson on night one, and on night two, Will Ospreay one-on-one with Alex Zane, and that's going to be a tremendous match. So, New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Showdown in Philadelphia. Minoru Suzuki one-on-one with Chris Dickinson on night one, October 16th. I think this is going to be at the 2300 Arena as well. And the following night, Will Ospreay one-on-one with Alex Zane. Is it the 2300 Arena? It doesn't say here. I think I read it was the 2300 Arena. I could be wrong. But nonetheless, Ospreay versus Alex Zane is going to be a outstanding match, as will Minoru Suzuki versus Chris Dickinson. So those two matches, and I can't wait for the other matches to be announced. So that's it. That's it for me. All right. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching today. Thanks for joining me today, I should say. This is Shooting Up North. I'm Lewis Carlin, heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. You could catch me on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Facebook, Alliance Pro Wrestling Network, and on Instagram, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network as well. And until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.